Welcome back to Crime of the Night, where the crimes are fake, but the heart palpitations, all too real. I'm your host, Alice.
I'm your co-host, Estrella, your designated emotional support human. Buckle up because I've already got goosebumps and we haven't even started.
This episode takes us back to 1946, post-war America, obviously, when fears were fading and shadows were shrinking, except in one Iowa town. Something strange was just beginning.
Of course it was, because apparently even the 1940s needed a horror movie subplot because everybody does.
I mean, it was the 1940s. A lot happened that year.
Yeah, but also, why murder? Why does it always have to be murder?
Who knows? Well, this is the Organ Loft, and if you've got a fear of churches, musical instruments, or people named Elias, you're in trouble.
Seriously? Elias? I don't like that name because I have trust issues. All because of you and these podcast episodes.
Let's begin! Our story takes place in Cedar Hollow, Iowa, a farming town so quiet the biggest scandal was someone stealing church donuts.
Of course it was. Honestly, that's a serious crime. Why would somebody steal donuts of all things? Like, come on, man.
Well, maybe they were hungry.
Maybe.
The town's new organist was Mr. Elias Grieve. He was tall, thin, and he spoke like he swallowed a metronome.
What even is a metronome?
I don't know.
You know what? Fair.
We'll need to look that up. Besides the point, he was precise, mechanical, a man who didn't smile and never removed his gloves.
Alright, that's a red flag right there. You can't trust a man who is basically a machine. Okay? I mean, it says he's mechanical.
Come on.
Like,
well, he had claimed it was war injuries, said his hands were burned in a bomb blast overseas.
or maybe it's a convenient story for him. Who knows? He may be part banshee.
What is up with you and monsters, man?
Daru.
Well, here's the thing. His music was captivating. People cried during Sunday service. Choir members claimed they had out-of-body experiences.
Or maybe they just fainted because of heat exhaustion. Ever think of that?
Well, maybe, but then came the dreams. Members of the church had started reporting vivid nightmares, like being trapped in the organ or seeing Elias's reflection in places where there were no mirrors.
Yeah, that's no dream. That's a prophecy or foreshadowing. Please read up on your history, or not history, or your, like, English lore. I don't even know what I'm trying to say at the moment.
Alright, let's get into the real story now. One Sunday, Margaret Hall, 82 years old, always in the third pew, always carried peppermints, didn't show up.
Maybe she just overslept. You know, I like sleeping. Or maybe she's dead.
Not likely. They found her front door unlocked, her tea was still warm, her dentures were by the sink, but still no Margaret.
Please, oh please, if I ever go missing, make sure nobody knows of my dental situation.
Oh, trust me, no one wants to see that mess.
Yeah.
The town had just chalked it up to old age, until it happened again. And again. And then there were 3 disappearances in 6 weeks.
So we've got a pattern. Church, organ, then gone. Maybe it's not the organ itself. Maybe it's Elias.
Maybe. I mean, they all disappeared from his services.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So, people stopped attending, but Elias, he always kept playing. Loud, obsessive. The church windows had vibrated with sound.
Yeah, that's not music. That's a sonic warning from hell. Please run. And this sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie.
Honestly, It would make a pretty good horror movie.
Yeah, it would.
Alright. Then, you know, you're a kid.
Yeah.
You do kid things.
Mm-hmm.
There were these altar boys, Jimmy and Harold.
Okay.
They snuck into one of Elias's night rehearsals.
Oh, sweet, naive, brave young kids. Bless them and their stupidity.
Okay. Whether they're brave, naive, whatever, they are stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
The kids had walked in and they find Elias at the organ. His eyes
Okay.
were closed, he wasn't moving, but the keys were pressing down on their own.
Yeah, no, I'm out. That's possessions. That is a demon DJ. I am leaving. Goodbye.
Get this though.
Okay.
Then came the sound.
A sound.
A low moaning chord that made Jimmy's nose bleed.
And Harold, tell me he ran. Tell me he ran for the hills.
No. Harold passed out cold. Jimmy had to drag him out by his ankles.
Those kids deserve a therapist. You know what? If they were real, I would pay for their therapist.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Those kids didn't know anything.
No. It's because of their stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. You know, the church was sealed, the loft, it was padlocked, and still the organ played.
Yeah, that's just creepy.
Honestly, I can't say it hasn't happened to other people. I mean, people report creepy things all the time.
Yeah, that's just haunted stuff right now.
Well, either way, they had forced the door open to figure out who in the heck is playing all these noises. And Elias was gone. Like, he hadn't escaped. Like, they had locked him in there, right?
What?
Yeah. He was just gone. There was no signs of escape, no broken windows, just his coat and his gloves. Oh, and there was a trail of soot, dirt, leading to the pipes of the organ.
Why is this sounding like a freaking Scooby-Doo episode?
It does. Oh my gosh.
Like when the villain just, poof, you're gone.
Oh yeah.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Well, hidden behind the organ was a compartment.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, guess what was inside?
Body parts.
So close. Bones. Human bones, obviously.
Yeah.
And the weirdest part, they were shaped and sorted like sheet music.
Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Nope, I'm not doing this.
Elias' grave was never found. And some think he probably skipped town. Others think he became a part of the instrument.
Yeah, I really hope he's just dead. Like, I know that sounds mean, but like this poor kid.
Oh yeah. Well, kids do kids things, and years later, kids would dare each other to spend a night in the church.
Yes, as you do.
And every one of them reported hearing the same song. Everyone could hum it, but no one, remembered where they, learned it from, you know?
How do you not remember something you learned? Like, come on.
I know. I mean, that's literally why I don't do dares. That's not okay. Well, the church was finally demolished in the 90s, and the organ, guess what?
Still there.
It was salvaged, yeah.
Who saves a haunted instrument? That's the number one thing you don't do!
A music collector in St. Louis, apparently.
Well, he's gonna die.
Well, guess what? He disappeared 6 months later.
I would personally like to fight the city council that allowed that transfer, because, yeah.
Okay. Let's think about this.
Yes.
Theories, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any? Have any theories?
Honestly, just that the organ should be thrown into hell. Yeah.
It's not a theory.
It's not the point.
Okay. I kind of have one.
Okay.
Some people think that he skipped town.
Yeah.
Some people think that he was he became a part of the organ.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is your theory?
Maybe Maybe he was always the organ.
That's a good oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, elaborate.
Well, they said he showed up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
But they said they never disclosed that the organ showed up at the same time or not.
Well, the organ was a part of the church.
Oh, yeah. So maybe he was there back in the 1860s.
Maybe.
Just gotta go check those records, man.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. But here's like what really catches me off guard is when they walked in and they found him. Or found him.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. What is it? They said that they found his coat, his gloves, and
Soot.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Like, that's a weird thing. Like, the gloves and the coat, okay.
Yeah.
But the soot, like,
maybe he really was from hell and he just flew into flames and then back down to hell.
maybe. Ooh, that's like an actual pretty good thing, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think this was something like, I don't know, like, I was about to say paranormal, but we've already kind of gotten to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like, how do I explain it? Like, in our last episode, we were talking about ghosts. He's a remnant with the ghosts.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe that's what he is? And everyone has just seen him? Like, he came to town, quotation marks, came to town, when really, he's a ghost who's been there.
Yeah. I mean, he could have, but that really doesn't explain the soot. Honestly, I don't think really anything could, if you think about it.
It doesn't. Like, maybe he, like, wanted a little mud bath? I don't know.
Yeah.
That is a hard one. Maybe we could have our listeners figure that out.
Yeah, drop down in the comments what you think.
Where did it come from? Because we're a little stumped on this one.
Yeah. And if you have any recommendations on what our next fake crime should be on, let us know.
I'm your host, Alice, and that was The Organ Loft. A tale of music, mystery, and an organist who hit a little more than high notes.
And I'm your co-host, Estrella. I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared to even open GarageBand right now. I don't even want to listen to music.
I think that's a little much. Anyways, we'll be back next time with another story that didn't happen, but totally could have.
Until then, stay safe, stay skeptical, and maybe don't trust anyone who wears gloves around year-round.